This is Solomon. I'm here to explain you about configuration of dynamic router OSPF, that is nothing but open shortest path first. So for that we have packet tracer. Let's go packet tracer here. So now let me put my topology here. So for that I need 3 pieces. And 3 switches and 3 routers. So I'm using PT router here. So one PT router, 2, okay, and PT router, one more PT router. Okay, let us change some positions of this so that it will be easy for the configuration for me. Yeah, and let us add switches to this. So we have PT switches here, 1, 2, 3. So let us connect them with the copper straight through. So fast ether, /1 0. This is almost similar to our previous video, that is RIP version 1 and 2. So now let us configure the PCs first. So let us configure from this PC. So desktop, let us give it as 192.168.10.2 and 192.168.10.1. okay, we have configured this PC. Now let us configure this PC. Let us give it as 20. Let's give it as 20 here and 2 here, and let us give it as 20.1. So if we configure this in the similar way, 30.2, 30.2 and 30.1. Now we have configured the PCs. So now let us configure the routers. So let's go to CLF, no, enable config T, config T. Okay, now int of FA 0/0, that is IP address of 192.168.10.1 255.255.255.0 is the IP address of this. No shutdown, exit. Now we have configured this route. Okay, I'm sorry, I have configured the different router, so I need to configure it again. Config T, okay, config T, int of FA 0/0, that is IP address of 192.168.20.1 and 255.255.255.0 and no shutdown, exit. Okay, now we have configured this with the 192.168.20.1. so in the similar way we'll configure this router. So no enable config int fa0/0 IP address of 192.168.10.1 55.255.255.0. no shutdown, exit. Okay, we have configured this router. Now let us configure this router. So no enable config int of fa0/0. now let us give it as IP address of 192.168.30.1 and 255.255.255.0. no shutdown, exit. Now all the three routers have the configuration of this respective PCs. So now let us connect them with the serial DCE let us connect this with serial 3/0 with 3/0. Now this with 2/0 with 2/0. Now we need to connect this with 2/0 with 3/0. Okay, so now this routers has been configured. So let us give an address for this as 192.168.40.1. okay, 40.0. 192.168.50.0, and here similarly we'll give it as 60.0. now this for this way this is the address. So we need to configure this with SE3/0 SE3/0 here in this both routers. This should be the address. So now let us start configuring. So config int of serial 3/0 is IP address of 192.168.40.1 and 255 255.255.255.0 and no shutdown. Okay, exit. Now this knows two addresses, that is serial 3 knows 192.168.40.1. okay, and fast ethernet knows, this router knows fast ethernet as 192.168.10.1. so now in a similar way we will configure this also. This is still down because if you see in this it will be still down. Okay, the status is down because only this router knows the configuration of this address, but this doesn't know. When we configure this both will be state to up. Okay, now let us configure config t config t. Okay, int of serial 3/0 of IP address of 192.168.40.2 and subnet mask is 255.255.255.0 and no shutdown, exit, exit. Now if you see, this both are connected successfully, and you can see the green light here. So these both are successfully connected. Now we need to configure this serial 2 for this both. Okay, now config t int of sc2/0 IP address of 192.168.60.1 and 255.255.255.0 will be the subnet IP address IT. Okay. Now let us configure this. Okay, config t I int of, that is terminal 1 slash, should be 2/0, that should be IP address of 192.168.60.2 and 255.255.0. okay, IP address. Now enter. So no shutdown, exit. So these both states will be up. So you can see these both are connected successfully. So when you see these both are connected successfully, we need to configure this router and this router. So for configuring this router and this router, for this router we need to configure SE 2/0 and here SE 3/0. So let me configure in this. So config t int of SE 2/0 IP address of 192.168.50.1 255.255.255.0. so no shutdown, exit, exit. So now let me configure this router also. Config t IP at int of, that is SE 3/0, that is IP address of 192.168.50.2 and 255.255.255.0 will be the IP address. No shutdown, exit, exit. So now all are connected successfully and all knows the values for each other. So if you see now here, show IP route, you can see 3 connected successfully. And when you go here, if you check, show IP route, 3 are connected successfully directly, 20, 40 and 50. For this router knows the value of 20, that is this value, 40 this value, and 50 this address. So this router knows this address and this address and this PC address. This PC router 0 knows this address and this address. Similarly, this router knows this address and this address. Now our assignment starts from here. So now let us configure this with OSPF. So for that, first let us go to the router 1. Okay, now we have config t. So here we need to have the router configuration, that is route OSPF. So OSPF has some value that is called 10. So OSPF 10. Now you can see configuring the router here. Now we have three networks, that is this network, this network, this network need to be added in the router using OSPF. So for that we have network of 192. Let us give firstly 192.168.10.10.0. okay. Now we need to give an address called there is some, how we have subnet mask address. We have for OSPF we have wildcard mask. So that wildcard mask, as we are using 192, we will get 0.0.0.255, okay, area of 0. Okay, now in the similarly we need to do it for what is the addresses left of 40 and 60, right? So we need to do it for 40 and same thing for 60 also. So let us do it for 60. So now they are configured, so no shutdown. So now let us give it exit. Okay, now show IP route. So this knows only three configurations, because when we configure the next router, then this is going to know the values of other. So let us configure in the similar way here. Config t, okay, router OSPF as 10 and network 192.168.20.0 and 0.0.0.255, area of 0. Now let us do it for 20, 40 and 50. Okay. Okay, now we need to do it for 20, 40 is finished and 50 also we need to do. Okay, now no shutdown, exit. Now show IP route. You can see here OSPF has been added successfully here, 1 and 2. So when we configure the third router also, we will get 3 in each router, 3 OSPF configurations in each router. So now let us the left out is this one, so let us finish it here also. So we will get the output successfully. So config t int of router OSPF as 10 and network as 192.168.30.0 and 0.0.0.255, area is 0. So now we need to add 60 and 50 for here. So we'll go first 50 and next 60 here, 60. Now we will exit from here and once again exit. Now if you see show IP, okay, show IP route, you can see here 3 are connected. One is here, second one is here, third one is here. So this knows the value of 10.0, 20.0 and 40.0. that is nothing but 10.0 is this one, this PC's configuration. 20.0 is this PC's configuration. 40.0 is this two routers address in the between. So this is known for this using OSPF. This is the shortest path what we have done. Now if you check in the first router, previously we got only 3 masks. So now if we check it now, show IP route, you will get 6. So as I told, this router knows the addresses of 20, that is this PC's 30, the next PC's, and one more is 50, that is this address. So this router knows every address of everything what is present in the surroundings. So now let us pass some packets and check whether this is passing successfully or not. So let me change it to up here. So you can see it is failed. So if you open simulator and if you check that, and it is successful, you can see here successfully it is pinged. So now if I'm gonna send some packet from PC0 to PC2, okay, now let us see, in progress, and it is failed. And if I'm gonna retry these things, it's gonna be successful. So meanwhile, successful, you can see it's successful here. So if I'm gonna send a packet from PC1 to PC2, so however PC1 router knows the address of PC2, so then it's gonna send a packet successfully. So you can see it successfully. I hope you understood. That's all about OSPF. Thank you everyone.